Hey everyone, Mtashed here, and this is one of the last Destiny PvP guides I'm going to make. I'm not quitting the game, and I'll be back for Destiny 2 for guides, but for right now, 90 to 95% of my content will be comedy videos, live commentaries, funny weapon reviews, things like that on the game, as well as other games. Now, before you unsubscribe, and I understand if you want to, 5 to 10,000 of you, honestly, I'm expecting, because a lot of you are here only for PvP guides. But there is almost nothing left to cover in this game for Destiny PvP content. If you want someone that will provide guides for you, I do recommend you check out True Vanguard, because he makes some fantastic Crucible content. But as it stands right now, I'm done. I can't give you another Crucible school or a Tips with Tash, because I just don't enjoy that content anymore. It isn't fun for me, and also it isn't helping my channel to grow. My channel in the summer when I was doing guides was one of the slowest growth periods I've had, and now that I've switched to almost 80 or 90% comedy, this is the most growth in views I've ever had. I can't do guides forever because there's nothing else to fucking guide. I've talked about slaying, how to run away, tilt, how your class should be built, perks, crucible jerks, sniping, shotgunning, trials, sweats, sliding, every fucking thing in this game, radar. I can't even think about a topic I haven't covered. Between True Vanguard and myself, almost everything has been said. And if you haven't improved at this point, that's what this video is about. Because this is the last guide I plan on doing for PvP, because this is the final thing that needs to be said. Your primary isn't losing you the game. You're losing the game. You didn't lose because your clever dragon has a worse roll than his. You didn't lose because your gun is worse than his. You're losing because you are making mistakes all the fucking time. And guess what, boys? So am I. If I go watch one of my gameplays, you guys may regard me as a top tier player. I make 100 mistakes. If I do one stream and I go look back at all the footage, the amount of mistakes I made is phenomenal. I will die for free. I won't even hit a guy like that. That's a big fucking blaring mistake. And I can notice those things in my game, and you need to notice them in yours. If you keep losing duels, watch your gameplay. Did you miss a shot? Did you pull the trigger and did you miss him? Or did he shoot you a millisecond earlier? Did he acquire you as a target before you acquired him? Why are you losing that gunfight? Because I guarantee you, 99% of the time, it isn't because his gun roll is better than yours or the primary choice he used. It's because he shot you first. You missed a shot or you did something stupid like this. We make so many errors on a daily basis in life that you can probably expect that in a first-person shooter being controlled with your thumbs, you're gonna make an error here and there. And from what I've discovered and from what I've learned through life is you can be given all the information in the world. I can make 400 more guides on PvP, but if you're not going to implement what I teach you, you're not going to improve. If you don't put in the time to recognize the mistakes you're making, you're always going to be the same caliber of player. If you're a 1.0 kill death ratio player and you want to get to a 1.5 or something like that, you want to, you want some good stats, you want to improve as a player, then you have a lot of work to do because most likely you're making huge glaring errors every single game that need to be worked on. The difference between a 2.0 kill death ratio player and a 1.0 isn't gun skill. It is game sense. It is understanding the radar and spawns, when special is spawning, when to use your super, when to throw that grenade, how to bounce it off a wall, how to jump on top of this thing to get a better angle. All of these little details add up and really change you from a player that struggles in PvP to someone that does very well. Now, we all have different flaws. Maybe it is your gun skill. Maybe you're losing shots and you need to work on it. You need to practice in some 1v1s with a buddy or something like that. Do some duels with your primary. Or maybe you're getting flanked and people are shooting you in the side and you're not reading your radar properly. These are all things you can fix, but I can't make a guide and tell you how to improve. You need to recognize what your issues are and fix it yourself. You need to put in the effort. You need to watch your gameplay and figure out why you're sucking. If you feel like a terrible player, then what's making you terrible? Because I can guarantee it's not the roll on your gun or the class that you're playing, it's the decisions that you're making in a game-to-game basis, on a play-to-play basis. These little errors add up and separate you from the player that you are and the player that you want to be. I can give you all the information in the world, but if you're not willing to recognize your problem areas, you're never going to improve. You're going to keep making these stupid, habitual errors and never fix them. And that's the problem, is you need to look at yourself before you look at someone like me or True Vanguard for help. Because I can't point out what your mistakes are. Maybe you are literally the worst at reading the radar in the game. Maybe you don't even understand how it works. So maybe you should figure that out, look at a guide on it, and fix it, and learn it, and you're gonna do way better, okay? We all complain. We're all complacent. We all say, oh, that guy's gun is better than mine. I lost that duel because of that. No, you probably missed a shot or he shot you first because you weren't ready for that gunfight. There's a lot of errors that we make and we just brush it off and blame other things. Take fucking charge. Take control. If you want to be a better PvP player, then stop complaining. Stop watching these guides and not implementing what you learn. It's all been covered. It's all been said. The information is there in sexy video format. You can go out there and watch hundreds of hours of footage, gameplay, and guides between me, True Vanguard, Almighty Dagon, The Jez, KJ Hovey, everyone that makes guides on PvP. There are tons of them out there, and you've got that information. But if you're not going to step up to the plate and take responsibility for your skill level, then you're never going to improve. Now, I know some of you guys are doing it. Some of you are putting in the effort, and I'm sorry to lump you in with everyone else, but Papa Tash is pissed, okay? People are just complaining, and they're begging for more guides, but they're not putting in the effort to actually improve. And honestly, at this point, I'm done, okay? There's nothing else to cover. I've covered it all. There is no more guides that I can possibly think of at this moment that are going to help you if you're not willing to help yourself. I hate making guides. I actually get really depressed and upset because I know any guides that I'm putting out lately, for the most part, are really fluffy and in my opinion, shitty content because I don't think they have as much value as some of my old Crucible School videos did. If you watch my gameplays, you can learn from my gameplays. My Tips with Tash videos, anything that I do in those guides still applies today. If you haven't seen those videos, go watch them. You can learn from them. But as for right now, new Crucible guides, it's just not going to happen. I'm done. They don't get as many views as they used to because a lot of people don't care, and also a lot of people just, don't really give a fuck about Destiny right now. And the only thing that's saving this channel is the comedy videos. I've never had this many views ever, guys. And it's because I'm doing comedy videos. I'm having good growth. It's obviously working. And if you're only here for the guides and that's the only reason you like me, then unfortunately, I think it is time to unsubscribe. I don't think many YouTubers would be ballsy enough to say that. Unsubscribe from me because I'm not going to make the content that you want. And some of you guys that came here for only guides, you've adjusted well and you actually really are starting to like my comedy videos. Some of you guys don't find me funny as, at all. And you guys are assholes towards me and you're like, fucking make guides. Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon, so unfortunately, I think we need to part ways. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I'm really sorry that I can't be the YouTuber you expected me to be. I'm sorry that I can't keep providing the content that you enjoyed, but we had a great run. I really appreciate the opportunity, that you guys have granted me from watching my content, but until Destiny 2 comes out, this is mostly going to be a comedy channel. If you can't accept that, if you can't accept, the change, then it's over, boys. We're breaking up. Thank you guys once again for the support, and I'll see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.